Crashing with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends. My name is Kyle Hobbs, your host. This week I'm joined by Connor Hobbs.
Yo!
Jackson Brayman.
What's up?
And Misty Canoy.
I'm not worthy!
Oh my god, dude. I told my son that we were having Misty over tonight, and he was like, the Pokemon trainer? I was
Nice.
Mystical
Yeah.
Misty is in the house.
the Pokemon trainer, yeah. And he's like, she gonna bring Psyduck? Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So Jackson, how's your week been, buddy?
Not the best, man.
Yeah?
Not the best.
Why is that?
Over the last week, my dog has been, going through some bad health. And 2 nights ago, he took a turn for the worse. Was struggling trying to find a vet for him anywhere local, so we had to go to Springdale, Arkansas. And he stayed there over the night because he was just so dehydrated. And, yeah, he was not holding anything in. And today we had to make the difficult decision to put him down, and it just really sucks.
Damn it, Jackson, don't make me cry.
Yeah. That sucks.
Those get me in the feels.
I'm trying to not cry, but
What-
yeah, it
what
was.
was- what was your dog's name?
difficult. Huh?
What's your dog's name?
His name was Vinny.
Vinny?
He was like a little small poodle mix. Whenever the hair would grow out on him, he just looked like a big old ball of floof.
Nice.
Did he slick his hair back?
Nah, the hair just stayed right in his eyeballs all the time.
Was he
But,
fist pumping like a champ?
Never fist pumping like a champ.
No.
But my friend Danny and I, he knows like my dog and all that stuff, but we always thought like he used to look like the dog version of like an old school train conductor that should be wearing like the old hat and overalls and everything.
Gotcha. Right? Okay.
But yeah, he's an awesome dog. I'm gonna miss him. Yeah, that's pretty much how my week has been.
Rest in peace, Vinny, man.
Yeah, rest in peace, Vinny.
That's
All right,
it.
Connor,
that was it for your week? You didn't do anything else? You played the new Warzone?
Yeah, new Warzone was pretty cool. Oh yeah, I also watched Pearl. It was that, I don't know, it's that A24 horror movie, the one that came out after, I don't know, it's basically like the successor to that movie X that came out.
Okay, yeah.
And I gotta say, I liked this movie more than X, but still, like, I felt like wanting more at the end of that movie. That's how I felt at the end of X, and that's how I kind of feel at the end of this movie, but I still liked this movie. I would recommend this movie to everyone else. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Right on. Is it scary?
No.
No.
Is it gory?
Yes.
2 thumbs up.
It is gory. Like, not insanely over the top gory, except like maybe towards like the very end of the movie. But it's just like an artistic slasher movie. Like, it's set in like 1918 or 1916, something like that, during World War I. And yeah, Pearl is just a girl that lives on the farm with her father, who suffered a stroke and is basically just confined to a wheelchair and can't say anything, like, for the most part. And her mother is really overbearing, and she just wants to be a star. She wants to be like a dancer or something like that.
Who doesn't?
Like, no fucking way. Can you be a dancer? She's like, well, I can be a dancer or whatever. But she's also like psycho. Like, the more you watch that movie, it becomes more and more evident. Like kind of starts off with like her being like a really sweet girl, but then the more you just watch the movie, she just becomes more and more psycho crazy. But I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's got like a lot of color in that movie.
Vibrant color?
A lot of really vibrant color. I don't know. It really bumped the contrast on that movie to make the color pop. and
cool.
a lot of the music throughout it is like pretty whimsical. Like kind of reminds you of like I don't know, like a Broadway type movie.
Huh.
I don't know. Check it out. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Pearl.
I liked it more than X. Yeah, the successor to Pearl. It's got the same
So
Mia
it's-
Goth. I think
It's
is her
another
name.
movie after Pearl?
I don't think so.
You just said a successor to Pearl.
Yeah, it's
The successor to X, right?
yes. X takes place in like 1960 or 1950 or 1970, something like that. I don't know.
So then it's a prequel to X.
Not really, because it really has nothing to do with it. But it is kind of it's kind of like the Cornetto trilogy, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. Okay, I get you.
Same actors and kind of the same premise,
Okay.
but
Different movie.
different movie.
Yeah. Okay.
That's actually a great way of explaining it. It's like the Cornetto trilogy.
And what movies are in the Cornetto trilogy? Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and At World's End, I think is what it's called.
Something like that.
I don't know. All three of them are fantastic. Love them. Simon Pegg is what really makes his movies great, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's my week. Go ahead and hop off me.
Let's get off Jackson. Connor, what about you, man?
I didn't know we hopped on Jackson to begin
was
with.
good. It was a
Climb
good
off
ride.
of me, Connor. You're smothering.
So much excitement just sitting here.
For me, it was a pretty good week. Didn't do a whole lot. Played a lot of Tales of Arise, which highly recommend that game for anyone that's considered playing it. It's just like an action RPG, JRPG. Got a lot of great customization, great story, top notch everything, in my opinion. Some of the storylines kind of drag out a little bit. That's the only problem. But aside from that, highly recommend that game. Also, dude, Bleach, 1,000-Year Blood War. You guys know this is out?
No, because I don't follow Bleach. I'm sorry,
I
man.
know. But Kyle knows I used to watch Bleach a lot
Yeah,
back
Bleach
in the
is
day.
cool.
Well, they never finished out the last arc.
Gotcha.
So it's like the whole finale of it is like the Quincy's, which are humans that can destroy these hollows, which are like kind of like demons or whatever that eat human souls of the living usually. But yeah, these Quincy's attack the Soul Reapers, which are like a reaper, a traditional sense in a way. But they've all got like swords and like they're crazy. But like it's like the war between these two factions that you've known since the beginning, and it's kind of like all culminated up to that point, but they never showed it. They just stopped. And since they brought it back, man, the animation is like the best I've probably ever seen outside of like maybe a movie that's been animated, because they go like even higher in movies. But for like a TV show, so amazing. They did the thing that I wanted them to do forever, and they remixed the battle soundtrack. If you want to see some action, you gotta be the center of attraction. You remember that?
Yeah.
It's natural. Yeah.
I don't know it.
Kyle knows it, but
More, Connor, more.
Sing the entire song. It might
this is
pop
what
up.
you waiting for. Okay, but anyway, like in the first episode, they completely remixed the battle soundtrack, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And like after that first episode, they kind of just go off on like the Quincy's attacking the Soul Reapers and just like killing all these characters that you've known since the beginning. Just like these really powerful people too. It's just like all these
The
people
Quincy's
just dying.
with the bows at the very
All the
beginning.
bows, yeah.
Okay, and then the Soul Reapers are, what's his name?
Like Ichigo.
Ichigo,
and,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool, man. The
Yeah.
premise of like the first ever like season of the show,
Right.
That's cool.
It gets back to everything and what the actual rivalry was about.
I think I might actually try to watch a little bit of that. That sounds actually pretty cool.
There's only like 6 or 7 episodes out now. They're still coming out weekly, but like if you want to just check out some really cool stuff, yeah, I'd say check it out
Really?
for sure.
Huh. Might try to see if I can try to find a synopsis of what happened in Bleach, Because this thing about Bleach is the thing I hate about a lot of anime. There's just so much filler.
A lot of
dude.
filler,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
And like just watching this new season, I'm like, dude, they've got to remake the old stuff at this
Right.
point. Like there's been a lot of people talking about how they want that remade just because of all the filler. Like they want a consistent story that also looks amazing, you know?
So they want just like a Ghost in the or a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood type situation.
Kind of something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah. I'm really stoked because it's like something from like, you know, 15, 16 years ago when I was originally getting really into that to I'm like 31 now to get back into it. It's like, it's kind of crazy, but pretty cool.
Yep.
But yeah, aside from that, nothing really going on, man. Just staying at home. My car is running again. I had to get a new battery. It was like $200. But yeah, I think my car is good to go now, as far as I can tell. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so about $300 total with the battery terminals thrown in. Pretty crappy, but what are you gonna do? You know.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you got to fix your car. Can't walk into work every day,
That's
unfortunately. Yeah, that's it. Good week.
Cool. And finally, Missy, how's your week been?
It's been decent. Worked
Nice.
a lot of it. Stayed over a couple nights so I could get off early today and enjoy the day.
Heck yeah.
But other than that, it's been pretty peaceful.
Nice. You watched any movies this week or anything?
No, not this week.
No? You watched any cool TV?
The last thing that I really enjoyed was House of Dragons.
Yeah, did you finish that?
Yes. That was epic. Well, I wanted more right then and there when they were
Exactly.
done.
What's the one thing that sticks out to you about that show that you just like love it?
The fucking dragons, man.
Yeah, which dragon?
I love them all. I want to ride them all.
Damon's dragon for me, man. Oh my god.
Damon's dragon is pimp. I mean,
It's
I'm
like
not
so-
gonna lie.
I wanted to see more dragon battles. Like after
yeah.
after like basically the ending of the season finale, I just want to see more dragon battles.
There's gonna be more. There's got to be
There's
more.
definitely got to be more because that asshole needs taken out.
And you could so tell that asshole was thinking, oh, I just messed up.
Right,
I
right.
should not have killed this kid and his dragon.
Right.
And this whole show is just going to be how the dragons just went away. You know?
Because you really can't control a dragon at the end of the day. It's gonna do it at once. You know.
Sure did. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, House of Dragons was dope.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, what you got going on, Kyle?
Well, mainly been writing a poem, trying to get that ready. We're gonna read some poems tonight. I've also I went and watched Wakanda Forever, new Black Panther movie.
How was it?
Fantastic. I cried several times. It was pretty much just like a big like funeral for Chadwick Boseman / T'Challa. It was so sad yet so just great. I loved it. It's such a weird film, man, because it's just a movie about, like, a lot of the movies in this phase of Marvel movies have been about grief, and that's totally what this movie's about, is about grief and just getting over losing somebody, and just the way that it affects everybody around you and everybody that knew that person, and it's so crazy. But on top of that, you get an awesome introduction to this character called Namor that straight up throughout the movie says he's a mutant, which is awesome. Anytime you get the words mutant is fantastic. I want the X-Men to be so badly in the Marvel universe. I loved seeing Professor X in the new Doctor Strange movie.
That was badass.
Yeah, Namor straight up says, like, I am a mutant, and it was just like, it's like, yes. You know? The way they did his, like, wings feet deal, the way he flies around is really cool. He's, like, wicked strong, like Hulk strong, and they show that off a few times. I really loved M'Baku's character in this movie.
Leader of the Jabari tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, Shuri is really good. Just basically showing how she takes over and, you know, handles all that. But I really liked it. I'd probably give it an 8.5, 8 probably. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the mid-credit scene is pretty powerful. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty good. Yeah. I wish everybody could see it. It's really good.
I think I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
I recommend it. It's really good, dude.
Yeah, once it's available digitally, I'll watch it. But
yeah, I recommend seeing it in theater, but to each their own. I also have been playing Warzone 2 with Jackson. Really fun. Having a lot of fun with that.
still gotta get a win.
Yeah, we haven't got a win yet, but hopefully we'll get one this weekend. But that's really all I've been doing. Coaching basketball. The team I've been coaching has lost every game. Hopefully we win one soon, because those boys tend to cry and get pretty sad after every loss. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to pick up a bunch of 10-year-olds that are sitting there like down on themselves and say, "Hey, we got another game going on in like 30 seconds, so we got to get back in this." Like back-to-back games kind of sucks, but it's been other than that, not much going on with my life. Just having a good life still. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So Misty, I had a couple questions for you. This is crashing with friends. So do you happen to have any cool crashing stories, any funny crashing stories, just any crashing stories in general?
I have a crashing story.
Okay.
And to me, it was horrific.
Okay.
But I was involved going down a road, and it was a 4-way stop. Lady come barging through it, hit my car, and then I'm seeing my car roll.
Oh, dang.
And I landed in someone's front yard.
She hit you hard.
Out here on this country road. I mean,
Damn.
This bitch knocked me into the next world. Okay.
Dang.
And I remember getting, hanging upside down in my car and hitting my seatbelt, and the door was so smashed from rolling that I could just barely get my fingers in there, and got the seatbelt out. And I turn around, and the friend that's in my front seat, she's like dazed and confused. And I look, and I had 3 of my kids in the back seat. And I just remember thinking, oh my God, they're hanging there like bats. How am I going to get them out?
Dang.
And
Were they all right?
yeah, I mean,
That's good.
My son had, because the impact was on his side of the car back there, but he ended up having a broken collarbone was the worst of it. But, we all came out of it, no scratches or anything. I had scratches on my hands trying to get them out because I was crawling in the glass,
You didn't whip out your butterfly switch knife?
No, I didn't carry one of those at that point.
Try to slice them all out?
You
Yeah.
Now I
carry one
have
from
one.
then on out.
Now I have one in my console that's a Joker one that flops out,
It's also like a brass knuckles kind of thing.
no brass knuckles, but I can definitely cut through a seatbelt if needed.
Nice.
But I remember seeing them all hanging there, and about that time, some man came up and said, "Ma'am, you need to get out of the car." I'm like, "I'm not getting out of the car till my kids are out." And I know they're saying, "Ma'am, we got them." I'm like, "No, I'm not getting out." So literally, I'm laying there in between the 2 seats until they get the kids out. And I got to my daughter's car seat, her sitting in the middle of the boys, and she just dropped down, and the guy took her out, and then I got out. And then I just looked around, and I'm like, the street's all the way over there.
Damn.
How I didn't hit this person's trailer on the side of the road getting rolled. I mean, literally, I was probably from myself to the wall.
Dang.
And I mean, she just demolished my car.
That sucks.
know.
How long ago was that?
Oh, my kids were little. And at that point, I only had 3 out of the 5. So
Oh, nice.
I was like in my late 20s,
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I mean, that is I've been in fender benders here and there, but that was literally the worst crash experience. I mean, that was worse than as a kid falling off your bike and,
Yeah.
scraping your knee and elbow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of left me kind of mental for a little bit. I
I
was
bet.
afraid to get in the car for a long time,
That's
I'm
wild,
like,
dude.
you got to get in there and do it.
Dang.
Yeah, that was the most horrific.
Were you dazed from the airbag?
Huh?
Were you dazed From the airbag?
There was no airbag in this car.
Damn.
No airbags. It wasn't of that time. There was no side airbags. You know. But,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is wild. Yeah, I was in a flip car when I was like 17 or 18. Me and my buddy had just left our friend's house, and I put my seatbelt on, and then like literally 2 seconds later, I had a thought in my head: take your seatbelt off. So I took my seatbelt off, and within like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds, me and my friend went off this embankment into like off a street and just landed and flipped our car, and I just rolled with the car and landed on the roof. And where the car had crunched down, it was completely crunched down. If I would have been sitting there, I probably would my body would have probably been destroyed. Right. But it was weird. I just had a thought in my brain: take your seatbelt off, Kyle, and I just took it off and then rolled with the car. My buddy punched through the windshield.
Right.
It was freaking crazy.
That is crazy.
You got any other crashing stories or anything?
No, that's the...
Nothing else?
I mean, I have the normal kid stuff, like I said. You crash your bike, you fall off,
Yeah.
You scratch your elbow and your knee, but...
Did you break any bones or anything ever?
I broke a bone once, and at the time I was working retail.
Really?
And my manager was like, Misty, this sounds like the dog ate your homework kind of situation. I'm like, it's legit. Dude, it's legit. I was like, I came home, and at that time, we had a big old American pit bull. And the minute the door opens, he knows I'm coming. And I worked retail, so I had a sweater on that day, and I brought my arm up to block him because I didn't want him poking holes in my sweater. He hit my wrist and broke it.
Damn.
With his chest. And it was like, she didn't believe me. I'm like, legit. I have, I'm sure I can get you the x-rays. I got to go to a specialist and have this looked at in a week, I said, it's just in the...
That's crazy,
little,
dude.
cast brace thing that they put you in at the hospital.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's legit, I swear. She goes, you're just doing this to get out afraid. I'm like, I am not, I swear to God.
Damn.
The dog broke my arm.
Yeah, it's like, but.
Wow. That's gnarly.
There's never like a great intelligent way to break a bone. It's always something stupid. It's like a random stupid thing. Like when I broke my finger, just throwing my truck door back and not grabbing my hand back, just leaving it out there, just broke the tip of my finger. It's like, I'm just a fucking idiot for doing that,
Right.
Shit happens.
Yeah, when I broke my arm, all I was doing was skateboarding and got some air off a half pipe, and couldn't catch myself.
Right.
And snap.
And snap.
Yeah.
Jackson, what about your arm? How'd you break yours?
I never broke an arm.
Oh, okay.
You broke your pelvis, right?
Never broke my pelvis.
Oh, okay.
No, I did get hit by a car while skateboarding, and that was really fun.
One of the worst moments of your life, right?
Yeah, I'd put it up there, I guess. Yeah.
As far as getting hit with shit.
Yeah, smack my face against the windshield.
Holy crap. And just how fast were they going?
They were like, I think they were going the speed limit, but the rest of my family that was mad said they were speeding.
But secretly, I wasn't looking.
I wasn't looking. No, I was in this neighborhood where it was pretty much just it was like a really nice neighborhood, I don't know, kind of fenced off. I forget what kind of neighborhoods they call them.
Like a cul-de-sac?
Maybe a cul-de-sac?
Kind of like a cul-de-sac, yeah.
An estate village.
Sure. But all the houses were kind of were elevated and had the driveways from, I don't know, all the driveways were elevated from the street. So you can literally drive from if I was skating, I could flow from this driveway to the street to the other driveway, come back like so.
You just had a super mellow half pipe.
It was the most mellow half pipe.
It was like a mini ramp, or
It was like a big ditch.
It was one of those
mini ramp.
things.
Was that what it's called?
It was kind of like a drainage ditch in a way.
Yeah.
But
There were just two driveways connected.
yeah,
pretty
but
much.
with a lot of nice houses and driveways. And yeah, I was going through these vehicles that were all parked up on the driveway, and I folded in one of the side mirrors, and I was too young to know that those side mirrors just fold in like that. So immediately I was like, oh no, I broke the side mirror. And I'm like looking behind me as I'm going down the driveway on my Kryptonics board. And then as soon as I look forward, I see there's a car coming, and I try to stop. First thing I thought of was save the board. So I like stepped off while semi pushing my board backwards some, but that kind of gave me a little bit more forward momentum.
Yep.
And yeah, I just took one step too many going forward and went right into the car where it ran over my foot and just smacked my face against the windshield. Like,
Holy shit.
Then you're like, not Jackson.
and I was so pissed because I just got that board for Christmas. It was like winter out still, but I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going outside skating in like this freezing cold winter. I finally got a good board, a Kryptonics board. I had a Star Wars Walmart board before that, so I was stoked to get this Kryptonics board. You have no idea.
Oh, dude, I have an idea because that was the same path me and Connor took. It was from Walmart to a $50 Kryptonics board from Academy.
Yeah, and when you first get it, you're like, bro, it's concaved.
It's got bearings, man.
Yeah.
I was just stoked to have a board that had like concave in it and it wasn't just flat on top.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is so sick. And yeah, I was able to save the board. So I got that, but yeah, I had to take like a 6-month hiatus from skateboarding after that because whenever it ran over my foot, it didn't break my foot, but the doctor, he said like the sprain that he has in his foot is so bad, it's like a miniature grenade just went inside
Everything.
of his foot.
Yeah.
So he was like, this guy's gonna like he doesn't need a cast, but he's gonna have to like have his foot like wrapped up and all that stuff to where he can't move it. And yeah, he's not gonna be able to walk on it for quite a while. It's essentially just like a break, except it's a sprain. The worst sprain that you can probably get in a foot.
He'll probably never walk again.
We should just cut off his foot now.
Doctor, it's time to amputate.
It's time to peg leg it.
Yep.
I'm working on getting robot legs.
You too?
Yeah.
Nice.
Robot ears.
So Jackson, this next thing with Misty, you guys both like horror.
Yeah.
Like love horror, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. What kind of tattoo you got over there? What is that thing? You got a labyrinth?
This is Labyrinth. And it's got, of course, David Bowie in his Jared look. And then inside the crystal ball that he's holding is him as Starman.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty rad, dude.
I gotta say, never seen Labyrinth.
What
Me
the
neither.
hell? What the hell, boys?
Yep. I've got a labyrinth t-shirt too, and I've never even seen it.
I mean, I expect you guys to know Jim Henson.
Oh, I know some Jim Henson.
I know
but not
Jim
Labyrinth.
Henson.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking
I've
Fraggle
seen
Rock.
a lot of Muppet
Yeah,
shit.
stuff like that. I like me some Muppets. Pretty good.
Right,
Yeah.
me too, me too.
Muppets from Space.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on.
I really like Muppet Treasure Island.
I was
That's
just
my
about to say
Say
favorite.
the one
Treasure
with Tim
Island too,
Curry, that was awesome.
Dude, Muppet Treasure Island's the best. Man, I feel so bad for Tim Curry, dude. Like having all those health problems. Now he's just like paralyzed and stuff.
Yeah. It's been really weird this week. I've been in a Tim Curry fix.
Oh, really?
I've been listening to different audibles, and I came across one where he is reading The Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Dude.
And I loved it. I listened to it and completed it, and then it popped up other ones that he's done. He also did Bram Stoker's Dracula. He's one
bet
of
that's good.
That's the one I'm currently listening to, and there's like 6 other characters in there.
Wow.
So they each kind of tell their part, and he's one of them. And I just love his voice.
I feel like if I were to listen to that, I would just be hearing Nigel Thornberry like reading the book to me.
Did he do Nigel's voice?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
That totally makes sense. Yeah, I can hear it.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I love Nigel Thornberry.
I want this. Suck your blood smashing. Yes.
Smashing.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I really like him, and because I feel like we've watched Home Alone 2 this week like 3 times already, and he's in Home Alone 2 a bunch.
Right.
Yeah.
There's also original Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's the great classic Rocky Horror Picture
Exactly.
Show.
That was in the tip. Yeah.
That is a movie that I have never seen, and I have tried watching it, but during like the 3 attempts that I tried watching it, I was like, I just don't think this movie was built for me.
Maybe you should go watch it.
Yeah.
Like when they do the live action, like Book
Yeah.
House Cinema does, and they act it in front of you.
And they'll like hand out stuff for you to throw at the screen whenever they're throwing
it
stuff.
is an experience. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would like to go to one of those. The way me and Connor interacted with Rocky Horror Picture Show, we were huge fans of the Drew Carey Show.
Right.
And there's one episode of it where they like reenact Rocky Horror Picture
Right.
Show, and then they do this whole dance.
The
And-
time warp.
Yeah, we did the time warp, and me and Connor and my sister sat there and got that whole dance down.
We did the time warp. We
We did
did.
the time warp hardcore
Yeah.
for about a week. We like sat there and rewatched that episode over and over and over and over again. It was fun, man. I wish I could remember that
Yeah,
dance.
me and the kids, we used to do that too. Because, I mean, I had the old school VHS,
Heck
and
yeah.
stuff. And we would be there in front of it, watching it, doing the time warp.
Let's do the time
know.
warp again. Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen the movie, but I've interacted with it. That's for sure.
I've seen a lot of movies that parody it, but I have just never seen the actual movie.
Yeah.
And it's not through lack of trying. It's just like, man, I don't know. It's like there's just certain movies that like after you watch like maybe 15 or 20 minutes of it, you're just like, I want to do something else.
It's just not for you.
Yeah.
So Jackson, take it away though with the horror.
All right. So Kyle asked me like, why do I like horror movies? Which I thought was kind of like a question because I was like, man, how do I answer that?
I was the same.
Yeah, like I feel like there's only like a few ways to answer that, and like one of them is like, well, I'm a sick psychopath, Kyle. I just love watching people get murdered.
Stab, stab, twist. Stab, stab, twist.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
Nah, I love watch. Like I can watch like the most extreme horror movies, and it won't bother me. But I cannot watch like any kind of like you put Two Girls, One Cup on, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no. But I can watch any extreme horror movie.
Right.
You didn't have to say.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
didn't
The
say-
most popular video that everyone has seen, and
You didn't have to say
loves.
it. You didn't have to say it,
I
Jackson.
didn't have to say it.
But you did.
That's
Okay.
out there in the world.
The duo famale uno chalice.
Capo.
Un cup.
Yeah. All right. We'll replace it. Duo famale.
We're talking,
uno
Jackson.
chalice.
We're talking horror here, dude. Don't make me take over.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
It's okay.
We got off track.
It's, yeah, you squirreled.
You got off track.
Sorry. I was talking about a cool video.
A cool video.
So, what is some of your favorite horror movies?
And why?
And why? Well,
And list them 1 through 5, please.
1 through 5.
And tell us who directed them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not going that far with it. Okay, but I think some of my favorites are ones that could really happen. Some are based off true stories, like The Conjuring. I love that.
Conjuring is great.
One of my all-time favorites since it came out is The Nun. Love that movie. Super stoked for the new one to come out next year.
And that's the Netflix's The Warrior Nun.
Negatory.
Oh my god.
No Netflix nuns here.
So it has to feel real. That's your main thing. Is it feels real and it can actually happen. That's part of it.
Those are the ones I really probably enjoy the most. And, just some of the most grossest things happen in some of these that you don't ever think about happening to somebody. Or,
Human Centipede.
Yes, that was a fucked up movie.
That was a fucked up
man.
movie.
I mean, I didn't think that many people actually knew about that movie.
Oh yeah.
Not only have I seen
Super fucked up.
I've seen all 3 of them.
I know I've seen 2.
I've seen the first 2, yeah, and I'll be see a third.
Well, the first one generally feels like an actual horror movie, you know? The second one has like, I don't know, it was so grotesque in some moments that like they were like, okay, well, we have to put this in black and white, otherwise people are just gonna want to walk out on this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And the third movie, I generally felt like a bad person for watching.
Doesn't the third one take place in a jail and they make the whole prison a human centipede?
The third one takes place in like the most violent prison in America. And yeah, the warden gets a crazy idea. Well, he's like, well, all these people are in here for life. I guess to cut down on costs, we can just go ahead and turn everyone into a centipede. But the warden deserves to be a part of the centipede just as much as the rest of them in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly the dialogue and just all of the awful stuff that it gets said in the third one that while you're watching the third one, you're like, man, I just feel like a bad person for watching this.
Yeah.
As opposed to like when you're watching the first 2, like it feels more like a challenge to watch it because you're like, ugh.
It's crazy.
Especially the second one. The second one at a certain point, you feel like, dude, this is challenging to watch.
What's the hook of the second one again?
The hook in the second one is a guy watches the first movie and he works in like a what is it? Like a big old parking building?
Parking garage?
Parking garage, yeah. He's working at a parking garage and he just kidnaps people that are going through the parking garage by themselves late at night, drugs them, takes them to a warehouse, and he just keeps drugging them until he's finally ready, like, all right, now I'm going to make my own human centipede. But I'm not going to get into details on it, man.
Well, let's get back to Misty.
Yeah. All right.
All good. I'll let you rant.
All right.
I enjoy when you rant. I'll listen to it later.
All right. So you Conjuring, The Nun. What are some others?
The one that really got to me when I was younger, because I grew up in the 80s. I was a teenager. Everybody was into Michael Myers Halloween or all the Freddys. They were cool at the time, but they just didn't do anything for me. And like the one that really got to me was The Exorcist when I seen it, because and it was
messed up.
And it was just
It's a crazy one.
An old movie I seen on cable at the time. Her head spinning around,
That's the
throwing
scene
up.
that gets me is the head spinning.
And the other one that gets me is when she's like all weirded out going down the stairs.
Yes, dude.
I mean, that's like one of those like Emily Rose kind of movies.
Yeah.
It's like, that is so weird.
Yeah. Emily Rose is a fucked up movie. I watched that recently. That movie's crazy, dude.
It's gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you imagine seeing that movie when it just came out, when like some of those special effects that happened were like pretty much new?
Yeah, that movie is wild.
Yeah, that movie almost sent me out of the theater, dude. I was like, bro.
Yeah.
One of the old school horror movies that like really like creeped me out as a kid was Phantasm.
Right.
Have you ever seen Phantasm?
I've seen all 3 of them.
I've not seen all 3. I've seen the first one multiple
noob.
times. But,
Back in those days, I was the kid that stayed up late to watch stuff like this. I wanted to watch all the different little crazy horror films that they had on, like, the Killer Tomatoes, the Killer Clowns, Birds. I mean, some of them were so stupidly stupid, but I had to watch them.
Yeah.
Yep, I was the same.
I brought up Killer Tomatoes to somebody like a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "That sounds fake." And I was like, "No, it was like a movie and also like a cartoon TV show."
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Didn't they have Rick Moranis in it?
I don't know. But I watched a lot of the cartoon. I just remember the song,
Right.
like the intro music. It was like "Attack of the Killer Tomatoes." Yeah.
I gotta double check.
You remember that shit, Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Huh.
Do you appreciate jump scares or do they have to have meaning? Or what's your thoughts on jump scares in general in horror?
I love them, and that's one of the things.
What about just the basic cat jump scare? Do you like that?
If it's worthy. I mean, there's only so many times the black cat can cross your path.
Right.
I gotta say,
and scare you. I mean, but yeah, I like a good jump scare. I think the one that really stuck out to me in the last couple of years, because I'm bad when I see different things. I feel like I usually know what's going to happen, how the movie's going, And I was watching The Boy for the first time. And the minute he came out of that wall, I was like, oh! The theater.
Wow.
About jumped out of my chair.
Did you see that one, Jack?
yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, Kelly, she told me to watch that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Previous podcast guest, Kelly Kite.
Yes.
Nice.
Right on. My
Yeah.
buddy from work.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
You guys should just start your own podcast of all three of you guys. Just a horror threesome.
A horror threesome.
That's what you can call it.
What is like the most like extreme like horror movie that you've seen? Like the one that you've seen where you're like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna watch that again.
Some of the Rob Zombie things, love that man producing. But some of those are quite fucked up.
Matt, see, I think his first one, House of a Thousand Corpses.
That is the one I was going to refer to. Yes.
Yeah, that one is like one of my all-time favorites.
It's just like, and Devil's Rejects. I mean, there's some.
See, I am definitely on that. Like, I'm on the very small minority of the people within the Rob Zombie fan club that do not like the Devil's Rejects. The Devil's Rejects just seems like, okay, this is just two murderers that are going around and just causing mayhem because they can. As to where House of a Thousand Corpses definitely felt more like an actual horror movie to me. And what's weird is, like, I guess Rob Zombie, he himself says, like, yeah, that movie's just a jumbled mess.
Right.
But I'm like, bro, that's kind of one of the reasons why I really like it, is because, like, you don't expect, like, the next thing that's coming. Like, it just keeps, like, I don't know, I feel like it just keeps punching you in the face with, like, all this crazy stuff that happens until finally at the end, like, you think she gets away, but nope, she doesn't.
Right.
Now, Misty, give us the counter argument.
What do you mean?
Why you like those movies? Jackson's in there dissing them. Give us something good.
What? No, he was saying he likes.
I'm kidding.
It's like,
I just want an argument to start.
I was gonna
Let's
say-
get something. Come on.
if we get something going, well, I will address.
Okay, that's what you guys to fight.
But I think
You've
I
never
believe
known
she
me to
was
shut
saying
my mouth.
I believe she was saying that, like, the Rob Zombie movies are just too much.
Right, all right.
No, I think he takes it to the next level. They're just like super gory, and he builds on his characters where a lot of them, it's just your typical slasher, stabber kind of, I want to see those big tits in the shower kind of things. And
Who doesn't?
Well, okay, if she's got a nice rack.
Amen, Jackson.
If she's got a nice rack, she's got a nice rack.
Right,
True.
right.
But there's more to a film than her getting stabbed in the shower, okay? And falling in the curtain. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
of
played
the
out.
error, that I watched a lot of Jason movies. I mean, those were all,
Right.
All I can say is if Rob Zombie is like your extreme, I can, like, right now you're here, I could take you way up here.
let's do it.
I don't think you want to.
You shall not speak of what I want.
So you're like,
Yeah.
you're okay with jump scares, but as far as shower scenes, you're over shower scenes. Is that
Yes,
pretty much how it is?
It's just so played out.
Yeah.
I mean, especially on some of these, like they're just played like the women have no knowledge of anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
I mean, we're past that stage in life.
True.
Women have came a long way. I want to see one of them get up, take the knife from the motherfucker, and go stab his ass or try
Right,
to.
right.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
That's the whole final girl thing, right?
You know, I mean, Laurie Strode finally, for the love of man, has come to take her brother out.
There you go.
You know, come on, let's evolve a little.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so many of those Jason movies growing up, where they're in the shower or they're out there swimming, and
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I remember walking out with my son and he's watching Halloween. And that's like the first scene is like, isn't she in the shower and she gets stabbed? Yeah, I'm like, whoa, son, you're watching a movie with breasts. And you're only 7.
You're really stepping your game up.
Game up. Yeah.
My dad said pretty much the same thing to me when he caught me watching Starship Troopers. Like he got to it was the shower scene, like when they're all showering together, and my dad like walks in and he was just like, well, the boy seems to like what he's watching. So he just kept walking on, and then like I like rewatched it like 3 more times, and like on the 3rd rewatch, I was in my room, shower scene comes on, and my mom walks in carrying laundry. She's like, "What are you watching?" and just turns it off.
You'll go blind.
But yeah, freaking, it's crazy. Like I watched that movie as a kid, and so many years went by, and I rewatched that movie, and to me, like the part like when the battle really kicks in, and then you see like all the people that you've been kind of getting to know for like the up to that point in the movie, just see all of them get ripped to shreds. Like one of them's like, I just want to get married. That's why I'm joining the force.
And like the guy with the violin and like everybody just
everyone just gets
wrecked.
ripped to shreds.
Yeah, that first Starship Troopers is actually pretty dang good.
It's insanely good.
It's definitely a satire. It's really good.
As long as you know it's a satire and it's like basically making fun of militarism, then yeah, it's a great movie.
And propaganda in general.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I'm doing my part.
Fuck Carol Baskins.
Fuck Carol Baskins.
That bitch.
It's in reference to a meme, but
She can just keep her cool cats and kittens.
Yep. Okay, so if you liked what you guys see, feel free to like and subscribe our show, Crashing with Friends podcast.
Please do.
Please do. We did post that Spider-Man commentary. It is getting a lot of hits on YouTube, so if you guys like Spider-Man, feel free to just start the movie and watch it with us. I think it's pretty funny, and we definitely enjoyed watching Spider-Man. It's one of our favorite movies. So check that out. But if you feel like supporting the show, we do have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/crashingwithfriends. And if you guys want to send us some feedback, we have an email address, crashingwithfriends@gmail.com. But definitely remember to like and subscribe. Okay, so the next topic here I want to talk about. So I was in the bathroom going pee-pee, and I thought about, like, man, what if I was going pee and it just came out of me like a freaking hydrant?
like if every okay.
So
Every time you go,
Yeah, it was just like it would be one concentrated poof.
Almost kind of like a pressure washer type.
Yeah. How would that affect your life, you think?
well, you'd have to have like 5 dudes around you to go pee to hold your dick down. That thing would just flip right up into your face,
Or
man.
if anything,
So much
just
pressure.
stand behind you to make sure you don't go flying backwards.
so
Right.
what does a chick do? She's like standing there, hovering up as it goes.
You got to hold on to the bars.
It's a rocket ship.
Yeah, you have to hold on for dear life.
Yeah, like the Artemis 1.
Yep.
Put some handles underneath the toilet where you just hold on.
No takeoff today.
Yeah. I mean, would this be like a rule for everybody or just for
Everybody.
you?
No, everybody.
In that case, they would have to just have like specifically designed toilets. It'd be a crazier scenario to think like, what if it was just you that had this problem?
Okay.
Because the world's not meant for us power pissers.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, you would like, speaking from a guy's point of view, you would have to have someone like with you in the bathroom, or you would have to have something to just like sit behind. I don't know.
Something that locks it in, locks it down.
Yeah. Because you would be blowing out the front of the toilet every single time if you sat down to pee.
I'm thinking as a chick though, you're sitting there, you're and somebody's in the next stall. You're like, Alice, don't lift off. You'll get my feet.
You see someone take off, you're trying to grab them.
At that point, I think it would just probably be easier to be like, well, every time I gotta pee, I guess I have to shower too. So
True.
I don't know. I'd probably just start peeing in the shower.
That much pressure coming out, man. Like it is destructive, that much pressure in that confined of a space, So yeah, I mean, there'd have to be a lot of things changed in order for that to work.
I think my life would just change to where I just have to be peeing in the shower from then on. I would be like those dudes on my 800-pound life. They can't use like toilets and stuff like that. They just have to get into the shower for any kind of business they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Sounds
think
about right.
like they would change toilets to where it'd be like kind of like a vacuum type situation?
Right.
Yeah, you just stick it in a tube and it just accepts.
Because if this was a problem for me, there's no way that like any toilet that I have, like lifting the seat or not, there's going to be some crazy splashback. I mean, you might as well
It'd be
just
insane.
You might as well just go in the shower and just like, well, all right, just rinse it all out with the shower nozzle.
I think there wouldn't be like standard urinals. It'd probably just be like, I'm gonna go to the pool and piss in the pool out here.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how it'd be.
I'm going to go piss in the piss pool.
Yeah.
Now, with this, do you think you could beat Michael Phelps' time in the pool by using your pee as like a launch thing?
Well, most definitely. But
He'd have that too.
Exactly. I was going to say he'd have it too.
Yeah.
It would be just a common thing.
But if it was specific to you, you could break records.
That's true.
Just saying.
Harness it, yeah. Yeah.
With this power, like, another scenario, and this is mainly for dudes. Like, you remember that movie, The Rundown? Like, they were like, okay, whenever you go into the water here, don't pee in it because you'll have, like, these little tiny microscopic, like, fishes or whatever that'll swim up the urine and try to, like, basically eat your penis or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you would have this problem still if you had the fire hydrant penis?
Surely not. Because, I mean, realistically, how long would you be able to sit there and fire hydrant pee? 1 second?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm not the one that's making the rules of the fire hydrant pee.
Yeah, true.
You're the one that brought up
I'm
the
just saying,
scenario.
I can usually only go pee for maybe a minute or two.
And
So
in my head, I was thinking like, okay, this is like whatever a normal, like in my head, like the way I was thinking, I was like, okay, whatever, like my normal amount of the time I have to pee.
Okay.
That entire time is just,
Yes, exactly. That's how it would be.
That's what I was thinking in my head. Not just like, okay, all the pee at once.
Oh my gosh. Misty, do you have any more input on this conversation?
I'm just sitting here thinking, with as much water as I've been trying to consume and to get healthy, is like, I'd be fucking skinny, man. Just being like this, man, it's like shit.
Right. Yeah. That'd be wild, dude. It's a lot of water.
I did have one thing to say about the Michael Phelps thing. I don't think it would work because there's a chance it could come out yellow and then you'd just be like the guy with the yellow streak. You know what I'm saying? They'd probably be able to get you for cheating on that. Or at least piss in the pool.
It starts to turn green.
Right. You could pretty much turn yourself into like Jack instead of motorboat and just, on the surface.
Like, that's his secret weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
All right. Good talk.
You got to thank for all the other competitors that are in the pool.
It's true.
They would get the worst of it. Like, not only would they get the fresh, like, pretty much all the freshness of, like, having to swim into it as I'm, like, leaving them in the dust. But they're gonna have to like immediately just, come right back.
Well, you're gonna have to swim back through it too.
It's my own pee. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that.
It's a little less gross with it being my own pee.
I feel you. Like if you pee on your leg, it's like, oh, I'll clean it off. If someone else pees on your leg, you're gonna fucking press charges.
Right. Yes.
What the fuck, man?
Sure
You just
are.
pee on my leg, man?
Yeah. We got a problem. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for helping me get through that. You
look like you needed it.
Yeah, I was struggling with it all. What would life be like if it was like a fire hydrant?
I gotta say, if that was specific to me, though, I would probably get a job as a lifeguard on a beach where jellyfish attacks happen frequent.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You just pee on everybody's feet.
Pee on everyone.
Yeah.
With that amount of pressure, you could get like long range on people too with it,
Just stand there at the lifeguard deck thing.
Yep.
Shoot it at people.
Like Spider-Man in his web, just
Yep.
That's what I do that. I do that exact same thing, Connor. I just sit up there, and until a jellyfish attack happens, I'll just be sitting up there with like the pad around my nose. And I'll like press play on a little jukebox, and all of a sudden it just goes. Now usually I don't do this, but throw on a little for the remix.
oh my god! Of course.
A little R. Kelly reference.
Bounce, bounce.
That man's a pisser.
Yeah, he is. Now, Missy, you had a topic for us this week. What you got?
Okay, so in the holiday season upon us,
Okay.
do you guys carry on holiday traditions that your family said, or have you made your own as you've gotten older?
Huh. Well, for us, like, there's always a lot of drama in my family. I mean, just like probably a lot of families out there.
All
So over the last like couple of years, we've kind of like stopped, like one by one, different family members have dropped off to where now it's just really just me, my brother, my sister, my mom and dad, and my wife, and that's it.
Right.
So as far as traditions go, we don't have any besides making a cheese ball. And like we always have at least a cheese ball,
Right.
And, we've been trying to bring back Grandma's Punch here lately at our
Right.
get-togethers because Grandma's Punch is pretty fucking good, man. I like it.
See, like with me growing up, like Grandma was the one that, and my grandpa, they're the ones that everybody went to their house for the holidays. And after they both passed away, everybody just kind of went their own way, And since I've had kids of my own, I've been trying to, make things that we did with them growing up or whatever. And yet then I see, my 2 or 3 of my kids have kids of their own now. So it's like just seeing the different traditions that they might have still did that I did with them is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so many things have changed since my childhood, and I mean, like you're talking punch with my grandmother, it was the eggnog.
Okay.
She had 3 or 4 alcohols that went into this.
Really?
And usually a couple glasses and you're fucked.
That's awesome. Maybe a couple of the grandkids got into it.
Maybe. No one knew. And my grandfather was one of those, here you go, here's a small glass. It won't hurt you.
Yeah, just a little buzz. Kids like a good buzz. Yeah.
But.
Huh. So you saying that you spike your grandkids' drinks?
Well, no.
Have a taste of Grandma's nog.
No. But, I remember... That's definitely not what I meant. Twisted my words.
Have a taste of Grandma's nog.
But,
I'm going to go get some nog from Grandma.
I remember
Sounds fun.
growing up that we used to go over and we would make, cookies before, Christmas Eve to give Santa, and, but And with my kids, we've always, made cookies. I mean, we may not be to the extent that Grandma did, where she rolled on all the dough and we used the little cutter things, and but we still always have done, cookies and that kind of thing.
Nice.
And like with my kids growing up, Halloween's, obviously one of my favorite holidays.
Of course.
We all carved pumpkins, did family pumpkin carving.
That's a must.
That's really the only tradition that we've kind of kept in our house is like every Christmas we make sure we watch certain movies. We always
Right.
watch
Right.
Christmas Vacation. We always watch A Christmas Story. Elf is another one. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And
The Santa Claus.
the Santa Claus is not one that we watch every Christmas. But that is a good movie. There's
It's
a
all
lot-
right.
You said Home Alone, right?
No, he
I did not say Home Alone.
Oh.
Is it
You were
one?
saying Home Alone.
I don't know. Like I never, even as a kid, I didn't think of Home Alone as even though it totally is. I didn't think of Home Alone as a Christmas movie. I just thought of it as a comedy. And
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Wow.
but the other one I was gonna say is Elf. We always
Right.
watched Elf. But yeah, those are the movies that I make sure that I watch every single year.
Are you a fan of any of the claymation ones? Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah,
You watch some of those too every year? Or?
yeah. I would. There's like a handful of them that I would still like to watch. I don't make it a point to watch them, but it's one of those things where
You gotta watch Rudolph, man.
yeah, Rudolph.
Gotta
is-
watch Rudolph.
Rudolph is a good one.
But do you have any... Oh, God.
I was gonna say, man, I forget like the name of it, the actual name of it, but the one where it's like kind of like the beginning of Kris Kringle, and like the
Santa
mayor,
Claus is coming to town.
Right.
yeah, and then like the mayor of the town is like, I don't like toys,
It's Burgermeister.
yeah,
Meister Burger.
yeah.
Is it the year without
that
a
one's
Santa Claus?
racist.
The one where
I think I saw some kind of article saying like that one is racist. So I don't know. I need to rewatch it to find out if that's true.
is the year without a Santa Claus the one with the heat miser and cold miser and all that?
I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yes.
The Jack Frost one was good as
I'm
well.
always a big fan of all those claymation ones during
Right.
Christmas time.
Yeah, I watched a lot of them. My mom, she like video recorded them on the VCR. And so it was like one of those things where like, well, now that I got the VHS tape of it, I can watch them all the time. It's middle of summer. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Right.
I'm watching Frosty the Snowman right now. Happy birthday.
I always liked during this time of the year, we would watch like James Bond movies and Harry Potter movies. Seemed like they were always doing marathons during like November throughout December, that kind of area. So I try to watch, like Dr. No and Goldeneye, and
I love those movies.
then I'll
Yep.
watch all the Harry Potter movies back to back because you have to.
Yeah, you got to binge watch.
The Harry Potter movies are really just like October, November, December type movies.
Right.
Like you can watch them as much throughout those 3 months as you can.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd back that.
Yeah, I'd back that too.
I mean, we count Spider-Man as a Thanksgiving movie.
Okay,
So-
right on.
Because
Right
it is. Because it is.
on. Right.
Because it is.
Like I feel like we've all gotten to the point where if a certain holiday happens during a movie, then it's that movie.
Yep.
Sandlot is a 4th of July movie.
Oh, most definitely.
Yep.
Right.
Gotta watch Sandlot during 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
Have to.
Independence Day, 4th of July movie.
Obviously.
Funk it.
Did you have any like Thanksgiving type
Like any
traditions that you bring through?
No, not really.
Yeah.
There are certain like things that I think would be cool to do, but like the one thing that I would like my family to start doing is non-traditional Thanksgiving. I mean,
Food.
instead of turkey and stuff like that, we do like I don't know, surf and turf. Or something.
Those are some of the best years, man. For real. You should convince your family to do that.
You guys are crazy. I like turkey.
I like turkey too, but if we had a Mexican buffet, I'm in too.
With some chimichangas.
Yeah, all of
I don't
it.
know. I just never was super crazy for turkey to begin with. I was like, man, chicken is way better than turkey, for one.
It's just got to be made right, man. If it's dry, it's a no-go.
Yeah. And a lot of the turkey I have is dry.
Most of the time, yeah.
So, yeah, because of that, I'm like...
You salt and pepper your turkey, or do you just eat it straight out of the turkey?
Yeah, I don't really salt and pepper my turkey.
You don't salt and pepper it?
No.
Maybe that's what you do this year. Spice it up.
I inject mine.
With what?
I like the jalapeno butter thing, the Tony Satchery Creole injectors. Man,
Yes, dude.
they are awesome.
I love sachet, dude. Yeah, I've got a shaker of it upstairs. Yeah.
Didn't John make a bunch of mini turkeys or something last year? I think he's going to do it again this year. Those look...
Cornish hens. Maybe.
Is that what they are? Okay. Whatever he makes, those look delicious, man.
I used to go raid John's house when he do all that smoking stuff.
When he starts texting us pictures of food, we'll just go eat all of it.
Yeah, I hear that, John.
Be
next
like,
time you're
and
doing
you're
that.
now a +2?
Yeah, he always likes to brag and send me pictures of his nice smoked meats. I'm like, you freaking bastard. Like, I know where you live, dude. I'm just gonna show up to your house and shit.
I'm going to come with you.
Because I think that's why he's sending me those pictures, because he wants me to secretly show up and hang out.
Tempting you. Yeah.
Yeah. And now that he's got a Kobe Bryant like shrine built in his house.
Isn't that pretty epic? His little man cave.
He's begging me to just come to his house and steal all of his stuff. He's just like inviting me to do it.
We just pack up this podcast equipment and take it over there.
Right.
And be like, all right, this podcast is brought to you by John because he's fixing us a kick-ass meal right now.
Right. It's true.
Shout out, John.
Yeah, shout out to John.
John Hobart, the rap master.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's got mad skills.
Yes, love some John Hobart. Now, this next topic here, I wanted to do some kind of Thanksgiving, either, poems or just something that's like a poem or a rap or whatever for Thanksgiving. So...
Get that look off your face, Jackson.
Yeah, I hate you guys. Making me write poems even though I hate doing them.
I really enjoy it. I like to see what our adventurous minds come up with.
Well, I don't like spending 7 to 8 hours and then like having one line done after 7 to 8 hours.
You're like the most creative person here. I don't see how that's even possible, dude.
I can create music riffs. I could draw like a mofo. I cannot write like poetry. I cannot write lyrics. I cannot. I'm not good at like storytelling or anything like that. So
that's fair. Can't have it all, right?
Can't have it all on the creative side.
But you say that, but every time you do this with us, yours are always freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
man. So
usually the funniest.
Yeah, like you don't give yourself enough credit, Jack. You're a very talented young man.
Man, if you keep
shut
squeezing that lemon, you'll make some lemon juice eventually.
I just want to kiss you.
Pucker up, precious.
When life gives you lemons, say fuck the lemons and bail.
All right, who wants to get us started off?
Okay. I didn't think it was a Thanksgiving thing.
Okay.
I thought it was just make something rhyme, worst case scenario by my itinerary.
Okay, cool. Yeah, go for it.
I gotta say, I struggled with this one. I accepted the challenge.
Are you going off this by your memory?
Yes.
That's pretty ballin', dude. Yeah.
Okay. Because I struggled with it last night.
Before you go, just know that no one's forcing you to do this, and you have an out if you feel like you want the out.
Okay, you with your glasses on are making me think you're going to do the little clicky thing to me.
Men in Black.
No, this is my poetry look.
Oh, that's the poet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You see the scarf,
So
you see the gloves.
I
you
won't look then. I won't ruin your mojo.
I've got the look.
But right now, you're like clicky, clicky.
Looking at this.
Okay, so sorry, I squirreled too.
Okay. Do you want us to snap while you're doing it?
No. So, hey, my name is Misty, and I like whiskey, in which I can get really frisky. Oh shit! I'm about to get risky.
I like it, dude. Yeah.
I struggled with this. I'm like, this is it. This one.
Simple, sweet, to the point. She gets
No.
her point across.
I feel like we could have kept snapping and it would have been
Yeah, you probably
perfectly
could've,
fine.
But you know, then I would have felt like I should have done a rap, and I'd be like, "Yo,
Yes, dude. Yes.
All right.
Good job, Missy. Heck yeah.
So I am going to say I didn't write mine. I tried. I spent a lot of hours on it, but
If we
you know
snapped,
what kind of week I've had. So
if we
Okay,
snapped,
just
would it help you out a little bit?
Nah.
Okay. Mine's a little bit long.
Okay, I'll go next then. I don't care. What do you want to go next or you want me to go
I
next?
don't care either way.
Okay. I'll go next. So this is called this is called Thanksgiving Through My Eyes. Oh, Thanksgiving through my eyes. Pecan, apple, and pumpkin pies. Grandma in the corner looking so confused. Grandpa is looking shorter and a little more bruised. The cocoa is always way too hot. I remember the year my brother got shot.
What?
My uncle didn't care. He was going full throttle, sitting at the kitchen table, finishing off a bottle. Gobble, gobble, gobble. The turkey was overcooked. My dad wasn't happy. I could tell by the way he looked. Mom is always laughing with glee. I'm pretty sure she spiked the tea. Oh no, my sister found the cheese ball. Good luck getting some. She'll guard it like the Great Wall. And look, there's my cousin. She made 13 cupcakes. That's a baker's dozen. Finally, the meal is done. I felt my aunt grab my bun. I think I'll sit to eat. Who's playing footsie with my feet? The food was great. I'd get it first prize. And that was Thanksgiving through my eyes.
Good
very
stuff, Kyle.
nice, very
That
nice."
seemed weird.
Nice little poem.
Thanks.
It seemed like you got some weird stuff going on with your relatives, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For real.
For real. What you got, Connor?
I didn't have a title. Or did I have a title? Yeah, I don't think I had a title for this one.
Untitled.
Yeah. So yeah, this one started out strong. It kind of goes places that I don't know, gets a little bit off topic. Just kind of roll with it, I guess.
Okay, yeah. You want us to snap?
It's not a snapper.
Okay.
Nah. But yeah, this is a Thanksgiving poem. Okay. So, thank you, mother and father, for always caring. Thank you, brother and sisters, for always sharing. Our family is the best, if I may be so daring. And I love you each beyond all comparing. Thank you to my friends that have stuck around. I hope we're still playing games when our balls touch the ground. Hear my cry as a booming sound. Kobe squad wins another round. Thank you to my car for taking me home, along with the other places that I roam. I like to think that you were a great deal. You call me daddy when I'm behind the wheel. Thank you. Thank you to this wonderful life I could never have planned, as the days pass by like grains of sand. And like a sailor looking for land, I'll always be there to offer a hand. And as for this Thanksgiving Day, there's one more thing I'd like to say. So please bow your heads as I start to pray. Oh God, I'll say it again. Please send me a beauty. And I don't mean to offend, but she must have a booty. I'll look to the end for a girl with some boobies. But in the end, honk if you'll do me. God, I don't mean to be rude. Please don't think of me as that kind of dude. I'll wait until we're married to get fully nude, unless she tells me that she's in the mood.
Loved it, dude.
I was wanting to originally do two, one serious and one joke, but I'm like, let's just kind of make them one, you know? So,
Right.
I loved it, Connor. It was
That's it.
good.
That's
I
it.
enjoyed it.
Oh, that
Bravo.
was fantastic, Connor. God.
Thanks, guys.
You win the poetry contest.
Oh, dude.
You dressed up for it. You really got into character.
Yeah, dude. I'm a
Yes.
crazy poet, dude.
Let's go to a coffee shop.
Oh, that was great. All right, let's move into Yo Dude, check this out.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, what's up? Check this out. Yo, dude.
Too many horns, man.
Yo, dude. Hey, yo, fuck you, Connor. This is the track. Yo, dude.
Are you gonna play?
Fuck you, Jackson. Too many horns.
When I heard this part. That's awesome.
Who wants to get us started?
I'm going to read an article, so do you guys want me to read this first, or?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Headline: Sonic the Hedgehog co-creator reportedly arrested for insider trading involving a Dragon Quest game. You guys hear about that?
Yep.
Okay.
I have not. Go ahead and expand.
All right. So this guy, Yuji Naka, arrested on suspicion for insider trading while working at Square Enix, or Square Enix, however you pronounce that. He was arrested, looks like, by the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office, along with 2 other employees. He allegedly bought 10,000 shares of a developer company called Aiming at a value of around $20,000 American, ahead of it announcing the Dragon Quest Tact mobile game in partnership with Square Enix. The other employees arrested, Taisuke Sasaki and Fumaki Suzuki, allegedly purchased a combined total of 162,000 shares valued at around $337,000. So yeah, apparently he informed these other 2 guys about what was going on. They sounds like they're the ones that probably got him caught, from what it sounds like to me. But yeah, of course, insider trading is like illegal in Japan. You can't do that. And this is the guy that worked on Sonic the Hedgehog, Nights into Dreams, Fantasy Star Online, and the last game he made was that Balan Wonderworld that totally bombed like a year or 2 ago. So yeah, he hasn't been working there since 2021.
That's pretty hardcore, man.
Pretty wild, man.
Wow. So, Yo Dude, check this out. So, the human brain over the period of our life will actually shrink in size. And by the time you're actually 90 years old, your brain will have shrank on average about 14% of its total brain
Mass?
size. Yeah, total mass.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice to know. Thanks. Yo, dude, check this out. Did you know in the movie, we were talking about Home Alone earlier. Did you know in the movie Home Alone, Joe Pesci basically created a language so he could stop cussing around Macaulay Culkin? And it's what you hear whenever he like...
It's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever he burns himself.
Anytime he gets hurt, he's like... He just stutters and makes all these crazy noises. Yeah, it's like just something he made up because he was like, I gotta stop cussing around Macaulay Culkin.
Wow, that's crazy.
And also they kept doing takes where he kept accidentally cussing, apparently.
Huh.
He's like, yeah, so we just going around checking everyone's fucking home for the holidays. Like that. So.
Missy, you got anything?
Negative.
All right.
No,
That's fine.
That's fine.
ain't no thing.
You came up with that dope-ass rhyme.
Well, like I said, I looked up something, but I really think it's been covered.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, it's all good. Well, do you guys happen to have any words of wisdom?
The future is hot, so learn how to dance. And watch Hot Future on YouTube by Adult Swim. It's fucking awesome.
Jackson?
Shake it like a salt shaker.
Shake it.
Shake it like it's hot.
Yeah. That's
All right.
what I got to say. If you're out there in the world and you're starting to feel down, shake it like a salt shaker. It's hard.
Well, Missy, thank you for being on episode 61 of Crashing with Friends.
Thank you.
I've wanted to have you on since the very beginning, and I'm stoked that we actually got to have you on.
That's awesome.
Woo!
Really not worthy, but thank you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people, dude. All right. Well, hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you guys all next week.
Later.
Bye.
Spider-Man.
Bye.
Crashing with Friends.